And now it's time to see if BHOP are going to hold on and claim this series in 2-0 fashion, or if Mythic have what it takes to take us all the way to Mirage. My name is Boggs, I'm joined by Laz, and welcome to Season 41 of North American ESL Challenger League. This is our first week on the B stream, second week overall of competition. And Mythic are down a map, their own map, Pig of Inferno, lost at 16-9, and it's Freak to open the scoreline here on T side. Pistol, expected by Stanislaw, though, takes some taps away, has support as well from Snake, but Beaky's gonna be chewed up, and the bomb's going down on B. Beaky's falling down, Stanislaw gets dropped by Hate, Wreck on rotation falls to Cooper, and Spermy out alone in a 1v5, finds the dome of Eric, but only one headshot, gets his own bell rung by Flum, and we're all tied up at 8 apiece.
This is what I love about Mythic, though, and this is what we've seen so far in this BO3 is, I mean, again, that aggression and just kind of it's almost these, like, simplistic hits, I want to call, and I don't want to take anything away from it, but we'll just say that for argument's sake. I'm sure I'll get flamed later, but that's fine. But what I love is that there's so much control, and when they do this, and I mean, it just almost seems like the confidence just kind of goes off the charts, and that's where they put those Glocks to an advantage. We'll have to see what they can do, and this round is quite important. Not a big investment. I mean, quite a few deagles and quite a bit of utility available here for BHOP. Nothing in comparison, but oh goodness, no. Spermy gets things a good start, and I mean, now Mythic have the bomb into the site, but look at this retake situation that we have from BHOP.
Yeah, this retake, it could work out. I mean, they're already here. They've already done some damage, although Flom will eliminate Stanislaw with the scout there. Freak's AK does some damage too, but there needs to be more here from Mythic. They need to be able to win this one cleanly, and it's anything but. It's down to a 3v2 in the favor of the CT side. Kit means they have to hurry, or no Kit, I should say, and Wreck will get mowed down. It's Flom for 2. Molotov onto the bomb. This should win it. Hate will secure it. The damage dealt, not quite enough for the round, but still, heavy reinvestment coming forth here from Mythic. They'll have to stabilize going into this one. BHOP drop down 2 rounds most likely, unless they can win this one with USPs, although it is possible. It is not very likely. We'll see what they can do. The P250 of Wreck could get an upgrade too. Eric and Freak, though, on Mac 10s with a lot of utility. Overall, a group up of BHOP players out in Donut, looking to try and fry some Mythic players with those silenced pistols. Freak though, 1-2, lineup city. Wreck will finally trade after eating a bunch of bullets. And the nade should finish him off there. No, it doesn't actually, it doesn't go in. And it just impacted on the surface.
Yeah, I kind of like the attempt from BHOP, but I mean, the positioning of that stack seemed a little scattered for me. I mean, it just didn't seem like they were in the right positions to really capitalize on some kills, but maybe they can find this kill on Cooper and get themselves a gun. Cooper, okay, we make it work. And now Mythic got themselves onto 10, and money's now available here for BHOP, and this is where we're going to see put their money where their mouth is, and we're going to have, I think, the op ready to go here for Stan. It's going to be locked in. There we go. This is a really important round. I mean, we talk about swings, we talk about, momentum, and this is kind of the big one, because if Mythic can pull this thing up, I mean, loss bonus is, achieved here for BHOP with, 3,400, but not going to be the greatest showing for them to keep preserving these gun rounds.
It's a fast blitz onto the B side here from Mythic. BHOP doing a little bit of damage here. Eric taking a little bit of spam. Utility now starting to come through. BHOP collapsing onto the B side as well. Their rotation reading this one very well. Wreck goes forward. Almost gets taken down. Still fighting around Cube. Somehow still alive. Beaky keeps him alive. And he's now going through that smoke. Hate the next in line, though. Sprays him down. Headshot connected. And he'll follow up onto Wreck. Flom drops Spermy lurking out towards T-spawn. All down to Stan and Silas. Now as the bomb ticks away, BHOP starting to lose some ground now as Mythic getting more on the board. Stanislaw destroyed. It's Flom who tosses in that molly, and Silas grabs the op and dashes out, trying to save if he can. BHOP unable to get anything done with the guns. Mythic to 2-11 now, and it's a little bit shocking to see that, honestly.
Yeah, I think you took the words out of my mouth there. I was a little bit in shock factor. I mean, it's not taking anything away from Mythic. It's just, again, like when they put this aggression on, it just looks a lot more smooth. I mean, we saw some chaotic control happening from BHOP. I mean, Rec wasn't able to find a shot at all. He was just spraying into the air, it seemed like. And The positioning was just a little bit off-putting, but Mythic were still pressing onto that, right? I mean, they were still putting so much emphasis into back alley and just trying to make sure that BHOP could not be comfortable at all, and that's a difficult thing to go against when you're a CT.
Yeah, it's rough, and the unfettered aggression that we're seeing from Mythic, too, is something that you don't normally see on this map. So it's going to be something that BHOP are going to have to adjust to. Hate actually gets knifed in the back by Freakazoid, even though Freakazoid didn't even see him on a screen. Valve, please fix. Just not during ECL broadcasts, please.
Please don't do it. Please
It
don't.
always
We love
happens.
you.
It's gone back to the old days. It's always there. Stanislaus here, though. He finds a mark, and he looks away from Flom. That was unlucky there for Stan. Just too many different angles to hold, too many different thoughts running through his mind. He looks away from what could have been an easy next kill in line. Beaky, though, shotgun deagle does 97-2. That's never a fun one to look at, but he does a lot of damage. Now, can they make it into kills? That is the better question here. There's smoke going off to ward off the retake. Nade goes forth. It's the half buy from BHOP, so they can really afford to go for this retake and just do what damage they can. Maybe grab a couple of guns. Cooper, though, gets himself a nice lineup. Headshot on the first, spray on the second, and a wreck out towards middle. Does eliminate the absolutely hemorrhaging Eric, but Flom's right there for the trade. 12-8 now. Mythic with that lead. Guns back out for BHOP. But if they're not able to win this round, Les, I feel like Mythic takes us to Mirage without much doubt.
Starting to look like that. Yeah, the stars might align here. And, I mean, this is 5 rounds in a row that Mythic have been able to pull through in this second half. And, I mean, BHOP have not really been able to find too much footing. A little bit of, you know, tight situations maybe with those 2v2s. But, nonetheless, they haven't been able to get comfortable. So we'll have to see full investment into this. And like you said, it's kind of looking like a do or die potentially. But it's going to be a 3-player stack towards B. The one all back of Stanislaus and Spawn. And even having Beaky by himself at A. And Mythic now. They might try to test these waters again at the A site, and it's worked before, and they do have actually the lurk. I believe that is actually going to be Freakazoid that is lurked in middle, so he might be able to catch somebody off guard if he gets his timing right. Beaky actually gets the bomb down too, and Rex able to find another. These are some big kills, and even more now, and Cooper by himself.
Sneaky Beaky-like, and it works out. The rest of the team is showing up in spades. It's all down to Cooper. It's just a game of buying time now. BHOP don't need to fight. Cooper has to make the play. Cooper has to move. He has to plant the bomb to win, or kill everybody. Either way, it's reliant on Cooper's own actions. BHOP can win by inaction, although Rek will fall. Caught in a bit of a rotation. Stan jiggling around, a little antsy. And he gets his feet in the fire, but he's still going to win that duel in the end. Survives the hot seat. 9-12 now. BHOP finally get around to the board on the CT side. They'll keep 3 alive, too, so not too shabby for the economy. Could have been better, but again, they needed to win that round regardless, and now they found it. Mythic, they have guns again, and plenty of money even to reinvest into the next, especially if they get a bomb plant at this point. But will they go back to the fast-paced plays? It worked out well, and there's no reason not to try it again. They look to be training in towards A. Oh, Stan, you're going so hyper-aggressive! He gets a gift! Freak just shows up on the edge of the scope! And that's a nice one. Nade damage great from Beaky, too. He'll drop the smoke and try and be sneaky Beaky yet again. They have to expect him back here, though. They have to know he's here. He'll still spam down one before the hand egg will put him down. The explosive little ball that back in World War II actually was made the same size and weight as a baseball, because no good American lad shouldn't be able to throw a baseball. So a little anecdote there for you. Spermy makes Cooper's life an anecdote, though. Bomb will go down at the very least. But this damage, look at that 9 on the Flom, the dink, and hate on 36. Surely this is a round for BHOP.
Yeah, this nade should get the job done. Flom, he's going to get actually taken out by the AK, so it's just down to 8 now. 1 on 3, and it's not going to be able to prevail. And now BHOP gets themselves a 10th round. And Moggs, you said it best. I mean, Stanislaus, it actually looked like he could have been dead to rights. I thought Freakazoid should have had that. He had the good positioning, but he went for the jump up, and that's what just gave him, you know, Freakazoid a silver platter, and BHOP was able to cut down that lurk, and they're keeping themselves alive. And Mythic again on the purchase round. They got a full amount of funds to dispose of, and kind of sitting themselves at that 2,400 loss bonus too. So neck and neck here with BHOP. I mean, they're not sitting in a good position here for the money situation either, but what do we see from Mythic now?
Freak's eating damage off the rip. which is never a good sign. Down to 54 HP. BHOP's utility, very good from what we've seen so far this series. Their first showing here in Season 41. Slow and steady from Mythic, and this is where they've run into trouble before, as you've talked about it back in our post-map and throughout this one as well. How Mythic do better when they're going aggressive. It's showing up on the scoreboard too. They're going to walk through, line up there. Beaky 1, 2, 3, 4, all for Beaky, or rather 3 for Beaky, 2 for Spermy. Either way, it's a clean sweep. Get out the brooms. They're swept under the rug. As was that 5-round lead for Mythic, or 5-round streak for Mythic, really, that they had earlier. It's all just evaporated into thin air. BHOP mounting a stalwart defense now. Maybe Mythic got the outer ramparts, but once the true defense was started, they've been able to find nothing but death and destruction. And now they're going to rush on through. Sprays down from Spermy and Beaky. That's a dynamic duo out towards Donut. Beaky finally dropped by Hate in the end. The bomb is under the control of Spermy. And Mythic in a 2v4 to try and get anything out of this round. Damage at this point is probably their best option.
Yeah, and Hate's so close to Stanislaw, too. He's right inside a temple, so he might be able to catch Stan off guard if he's not looking. Oh, he doesn't make the noise cue either, so that's fine. But, I mean, BHOP are literally just planted on this bomb. They're just holding it. And now, I mean, Mythic, they're going to have to find something, and Hate does have that AK, so he's going to be the driver's seat. Another smoke to push him back. Oh, so he's just going in blind. A 1-on-4 now. They should be expecting him to be here. He gets a bit aggressive. He gets taken out for it. The nade should land. This will be some good damage onto Silas. Oh, he does 8, though. Another nade comes in. So Hate's got that information bog. So BHOP are in a good position, but they have to ensure they don't go for these one-on-one fights.
They do. They have Stanislaw holding down the line for Silas, too. If Stan goes down, Silas trades. Stan will hit the shot, though, regardless. 12 to 12, we're all tied up, and Mythic can get guns again here. Full buy will come through. But BHOP, without much trouble, have got the last few rounds of the board. Things are starting to change now, and for the worse for Mythic, for the better for BHOP. Again, BHOP winning that first map means they only need this one to take the series. Mirage would be our decider if Mythic are able to claim Ancient. But that's looking more and more unlikely now as BHOP look more and more comfortable as time goes on here on the CT side. Nade damage coming through. Second nade will not do too much, and Freak going up on top of the boxes will go to his demise. Nade will go out to counter. Eric chunked down to 74 HP. Look at this collapse. All mid control, all A control, all pincer maneuver onto the B site stack here from Mythic. It's only a matter of time here, surely, before BHOP are able to clean up the mess. Stan, Silas, and just Silas will get the kills. Op will be recovered here pretty quickly as well. No, never mind. But they got money. Stan's got 10.6k. It does not matter. Op back in his hands and a lead back to BHOP.
I love that strategy from BHOP. I mean, they've really mixed up their CT side this whole time. And like you said, this was Mythic that were able to have 5 rounds in a row. And all of a sudden, it's just flattened down. It's now a 5-5 in the second half. BHOP have now put themselves back in the lead. But when we go back in round number 10 that just happened, I mean, BHOP, they got that full mid control. They're able to pincer the right-hand side, blocking off with all the utility. Then they were able to get onto Catwalk as well. And they just completely sandwiched Mythic in. And this is what Mythic typically do, but BHOP took a page out of the strategy book here from the stream team.
Yeah, it's a good strat, especially on a map like Ancient 2. It's very similar to Inferno and how much aggression and how much map control you can get on the CT side with relative ease. Same with Overpass as well. And it worked out well there for BHOP. Mythic call a timeout, going into a pretty dire straight. Hero AK for Cooper. A Galil for Eric and Head Armor. Hate taking a little bit of damage in early going, and Beaky goes in. Not so sure what the plan there was for Beaky, but he dies in the end, and that's a good start for Mythic. It's a bit of a gift that they get right there, and how they respond with this gift will kind of determine the outcome of this map here. As there's still a bit of money for BHOP, but Mythic need confidence more than anything else. They have not gotten anything on the board in the last several rounds. I believe it's 6 in a row, or 5 in a row. Yeah, 5 in a row for BHOP here, as they only have 8 to 7. So right now for Mythic, they need to get back on board. They need to get something going well for them And just being narrowly out of a round is not enough at this point. They need rounds on the board. And they've gotten past Silas, even more importantly. Freak closing the gap, but he is domed. Now with that bomb ticking away, the retake becomes more impetus. The AK in Cooper's hands also grows in import.
Close find is, and now the swings are starting to happen. Spermy from the back. He's trying to see what he can do. It's going to be one player close on line. It's going to be Eric. This firefight's still happening. It's last two players, and all of a sudden now Hate by himself. Deagle in hand. It's just a whiff city. And BHOP now going to be able to get the defuse, get themselves a 14th. 2 rounds away here from taking the series away on a 2-0. Mythic. We got the money now, Boggs, but it's going to be a question of what do we see? Do we see that aggression? We see a little bit of slow map control. There's a lot of pressure now for Mythic, and they need this round.
There's a ton of pressure for Mythic, and it just keeps mounting with every single kill that goes on the board for BHOP. Because they don't want to go down 0-1 in the season. They want to get off to a good start here. Good utility out in Spermy's the one to fall out in the middle this time. Beaky does some damage, tossing in a nade and spraying down through the smoke. But it's still an opening pick for Mythic, and this time they have guns to operate around. This is a much better situation than the last round, despite it being the same kill count engagement. It still gives them a lot more room to operate with Flom, the primary opera this time. Stan walking into a scope, but he wins that duel. I think Flom might have hit him through the wall or something. That is a luck for BHOP. Living right, Stanislaw, and Freak walks in, a double peek out middle. It was either Beaky or Silas to get that kill, and neither of them fell. More importantly for BHOP, they regain the man advantage. And a wreck who's been a rock here for BHOP goes and does that to Cooper. Gets spammed down by Hayton, who actually might get himself a second. No, goes to utility instead. And kind of fumbles an opportunity there. Another flash comes through. Beaky flashed in. It's all down to Eric. 1v3, 34 HP. And it's Beaky's time in the sun. Waiting for the long rotation of Stanislaw as well, coming up through B long, making his long way through T spawn. Eric stuck behind the pillar, and he is put on a stake. 15-12, series point for BHOP.
Man, I don't know what BHOP did. I mean, they took a timeout, and it was just a full reset for them, right? I mean, we talked about it.
Yep.
Ever since then, 7 rounds. It was looking so good for Mythic. We're like, okay, wow. This is a little bit of turn of events, and then BHOP's like, no. Actually, we're going to switch the page here, guys. We're a little bit woken up. We're dusting off the mice, and we're feeling a lot better now. We're at series point. 1 round to go, and BHOP take this thing with a 2-0. Whereas we need to still see 3 rounds from Mythic to push overtime, and the first overtime that we would have in this BO3.
Yeah, and it would be a good overtime for Mythic to even get to, but the problem remains, money is good for BHOP. A couple of players over 10k. Silas is at 15,000. So he is definitely having that penthouse lifestyle right now. Cooper on the op now too for Mythic. Flom actually top fracking for the Mythic squad. 25 and 15 for him. And a lot of those have been on the rifle. I think he was feeling more rifly after that engagement with Stan did not go his way. A little bit of nade damage on towards Mythic there. Freak taking even more and even more as another nade goes towards his feet. Got to be a little frustrating when everywhere you go you just get chunked out by nades. But such is the life of an entry. And such is the life of Freakazoid. Wreck on towards Cave. They're walking out dry on B, but he spotted out a couple tosses in that flash. Goes for a spam. Silas is here as well. Freak on the other side. Caught in the smoke. Rex going for more spam damage, but he's got help. He's got friends. And, well, Cooper has Stanislaw. So there we go. 3v4. Mythic can hold this down, and they need to. They have a Molotov. Cooper's got another. Now there's a chance, but Silas with a smoke spam has Eric on a platter. And this is where things go south for Mythic unless Cooper has a big round or Hate himself. What a push from Wreck. He's got another. Hate trying to get this one. 1v3. Sprays away for 2. Has a molly. Beaky does as well. Actually tosses in the nade. And he'll fall. 2 HP. But Hate has it all. His hate has made him strong in the dark side of the force. And it will be another round of survival for Mythic. Can they hold the line?
Yippee-ki-yay, we go again. Round number 14, we're on the second half here, so it's looking pretty close. And Cooper finally stepping it up when needed. He gets the big green out. He's able to find 2 kills that give them that opening. And now BHOP playing very aggressive in the middle, and Stanislaw, he's going to get punished for it. It's a deep molly, but it doesn't work out.
Les,
Bit of a sacrificial lamb.
Les, that is the third or fourth round in a row BHOP have pushed somebody down middle. And the third or fourth round in a row, that person has died.
That's very true. That's a good point. And it is, you just cannot give that up, especially on a CT side. I mean, you need to keep as many players alive, obviously, but look at this now. Mythic are going to be able to get into the site. They get it for free. I mean, BHOP typically like these retake situations. And it's a 4-4.
Still a Molotov, though. Hating around Cube. That's a good headshot on the Spermy. Rex, Silas, and Beaky have it all to do. Rek going for more spam damage. Smoke will fade, and he has an opportunity on the Flom. Beaky will finish the job. 3v3 now, but look at Freak on the flank. It doesn't matter that Beaky's got another. It's all Freakazoid with a lineup. It's all down to Beaky now. Has to get a 4K. 1v4. Coop's got the op. It's the Abadir brothers to try and keep Mythic alive. Up over top, but down he goes. No scope for Cooper. And 14 for Mythic. They're not done yet, but there's money again for BHOP. They can reinvest again despite losing 2 rounds in a row. Mythic, they have what it takes to buy up. They're only 1 round away from overtime here on Ancient. But we'll see if BHOP even want to play a retake B this time, because it hasn't worked the last couple of times, and I hope they're not going to rush middle.
Oh, they're doing it. Oh, they're... Okay, no, they back middle.
Why?
But no, Stanislaw! Oh no, Freakazoid! He's able to find 2, that's huge! Beaky does finally get the trade back, but that's the entry we know from Freak, right? I mean, he just runs in, guns blazing, and he's just mopping the floor, and BHOP. Oh, they've just given this away, and now the site's going to be given here to them. The rotates are coming in. A little bit of hesitation, it seems like, from BHOP. They still think that it's going to be towards A, but now they're ready for it. They're going for the long rotate here, Boggs. They got some smokes, some mollies as well. But Rek's going to get taken out, and now it's a 3-on-2. Make it just down to 1.
Nice nade, but Beaky's in a 1v3 here. He jumps and gets that kill while he lands. Maybe there's an opportunity here for Beaky, but he's going to get tagged down by the nade. Walking into the crosshair of Eric. Overtime is coming forth here, folks. We'll see you in just a moment.
Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so hard they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive.
I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I passed the point of no return, something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive. Come alive. Come alive.
I see the signs and I see we're there. And I feel the lies and I feel the sand. Forever who we are. No matter if we're cast away, a fire in the dark. I know that you won't be where we'll awake again. I know that you won't be where we'll awake again. Right from the start, I see the end. A world torn apart, but I know we're meant. Forever who we are. No matter if we're cast away, a fire in the dark. I know that you won't be where we'll awake again. I know that you won't be where we'll awake again.
Yeah. Ay, push start, ay. Ball so hard, ay. Raise the bar, ay. Turn into a star, ay. Play my part, yeah. I aim too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. I ball too hard, ay. What? I ball too hard. I ball too hard.
We find ourselves in overtime. BHOP with 8 on T side, Mythic match it. They call the bluff, and we go to MR3 16K OT. I'm Boggs, he's Laz. These two teams are battling it out. BHOP want the series victory. Mythic want to go to Mirage and ruin my chances at Taco Tuesday.
Things are getting a little hungry here at the desk, and we'll have to see if BHOP are a little bit more hungry to get themselves, like we said, that 2-0. We'll have to see if this timeout, in the break was allowing them to kind of figure out what they were doing wrong. And like we said, this was their pick, right? This was their map. This is what they wanted. Mythic have really started to test the boundaries a little bit. Okay, Hate. We're able to see a little bit more spam action, the perfect time, perfect place, and they got themselves a man advantage.
Testing boundaries, he said. Hate decided to give you that one. Just spams through the wall. Gets a nice pick up onto Rec, who has kind of fallen off here on the T side, or the CT side of things. Hasn't had the same luck, especially as he did on Inferno. But Mythic have been consistently getting the opening pick in the later portions of this T side. They've been doing a good job of that, and it's all down to Stanislav now to hold back Cube with the off. He gets a lineup, but he splits the goalpost. There were 3 players there, and he misses all of them. The nade does so much, and now stands down to 15. Flashed and finished, but in comes Spermy and Silas. A couple of kills. Flom goes down to Beaky. One left, it's Cooper on the op, but the retake is here. Nice shot on to Spermy, saw the arm, finished the job. Last 2 coming from a split decision. Silas and Beaky. Flash goes high. Smoke onto the bomb. Silas needs to hold. Beaky's sticking. He's holding. Cooper's pushing. And Cooper's donezo. 16-15. BHOP hold the line. And they didn't push mid. It worked out.
Yeah, I know we were talking a lot about that too during the break, and I'm glad that BHOP have figured out the memo. Yeah, mid's not working. Let's not do it. It's a little bit of the incorrect play here in the playbook right now from BHOP, but they get a good coordination. They pick up their first round of OT, and still have that op into Flourish in here. Stan's going to have it out. Freak's just going to rush into middle. Spermy going to get tested, but Freak's already down to 36. He's been wounded, and that's going to be Spermy. He's able to escape this one with not any sort of damage against him. So now Mythic, down a player, working on the map control as much as they can here, Boggs. But I love this setup now from BHOP. They put a little bit more attention towards the B site, giving up mid, but allowing this the 3-2 stack.
Nice kill there from Marek. Eric going in on the dry peek, gets punished there. Cooper spots the arm and has Spermy. Nice headshot there through the wall, looking for the next. Rek will flash in for Silas, though, and doesn't do enough blinding. Flom's got another. Stanislav, a nice little angle there onto Cooper, though, trades that back, picks up the AK, and pushes on forward. He wants to make sure this bomb plant doesn't come through. Hates training that forward, but he's a little far removed from the site. Smoke going out to wall off Stanislav's retake position. Flom already in temple. Molotov onto site, though. Nade gonna go out. Let's see how much damage. Only down to 41. Not too bad. Flom, though, caught by Rek and Donut. It's all down to Hate, but Hate's been very good in these situations for Mythic right now. He's gonna try and put up another good performance here. Rek pushing through Donut. Has Stan as well. Stan has the utility. That flash is going to be of the utmost importance. Has to do the blinding. Has to do it all. Stan tosses it in. It blinds Hate, but they don't spot him. Smoke onto the bomb. Time is ticking. Smoke's not even good. They know where he is. They have to go together. Up over top. It's Rek, and he'll have the defuse as well. 17-15. CT side working out so far in OT for BHOP.
Okay, and the thing we got to talk about that last round too, like you said, I completely agree with you. That flash was so important because even though they don't capitalize on the movement right away, Hate still had to reposition himself, right? So he gets a little bit adjusted. But what we saw there is that Stan actually kind of jiggles in and out. He kind of goes in between rooms, then he kind of gets back in there, or into temple, sorry. He's able to make the noise key. Then it was able to have his other teammate jump on top, get the high ground. They were able to go for the 2-on-1 and win that exchange. Now they're sitting themselves at a 17-15 lead. We'll have to see what else they can do. And now it's again, they've been able to put more pressure into this B site of Mythic. They don't seem to have a response, and they're not getting that full confidence that we saw before here, Boggs.
Yeah, Mythic's unfettered aggression was so good early on their T side. It's really what got them going. And then they got the opening gifts from Freakazoid onto the players pushing middle. But now in this overtime session, they really haven't found anything at all. And this is kind of what happens in overtime, too. It becomes a completely different game. Everyone's seen the strat books to get a little more time to reformat and fix things up. And BHOP really made a good use of that overtime pause. They have come back into this one very, very strong. If they're able to sweep this CT side last, it gives them a absolutely red, perfect, smooth carpet walk over into the overtime victory. And Eric is lucky to be alive there. The spam just going around him in a bit of an angle, a bit of a trace, but 5v5, slow round from Mythic, starting to telegraph that hit now. But there's 3 players already here, and a fast rotation from Beaky possible. Double ops for 1 hindrance perhaps, but Silas 1, Rek with 2, and he'll grab himself the hat trick. All down to Hate now, trying to keep things alive here in OT. Nah, he's got nothing. 4K coming in from Rek, and we're going to half number 2 of OT with BHOP sweeping the CT side. Do Mythic have what it takes to win 3 straight? They struggled on their CT side for the most part.
Yeah, they really did. Mythic were not able to figure out too much. They had a good footing in the beginning, but then it just kind of slowed right down, and kind of like the tire got punctured, and it was just a slow deflate, and that was what happened. And now BHOP put themselves in a big position a big lead, and we'll have to see what's going to happen now. And full amount of money for overtime, 16K, in case people are wondering. People are like, what is it? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. And double ops available. So both Flom and Coop are going to go for the double sticks once more. We saw that. It was a little successful, but they're going to try to put all the eggs in this basket here, Boggs.
They have to. Mythic have to win every single round of this second half of overtime. They cannot afford to lose one. And BHOP, all they need is one. The old saying is all you need is love. I think BHOP would beg to differ. One more round. More importance to them right now. Give them a 1-0 start in ECL. A good start for them it would be, especially considering last season's less than adequate performance. But it's a turnaround. It's time for redemption. And BHOP, they had 3 match points in the end of the last half. Failed to put it over the line on the CT side. Now they just have to win one offensive round, one T-side round, and we got the GoTV. No, we didn't. Oh, please tell me we don't get GoTV bugged.
Don't jinx it. Just don't say anything. It won't happen. Don't acknowledge it.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh. No. Oh, no. Oh, no, not like this. Please, no. Not in overtime.
It happened.
Oh.
That's climactic.
Oh. So sad.
Oh, man. Sorry, guys. Nothing we can do about that. Had to do with the match medics, and not the match medic, but the server updates, and the update kind of broke everything that keeps the GoTV bug from happening. So, well, if you guys are just joining us, you guys haven't experienced the GoTV bug before, that means that BHOP were your victors. 19-15. Clean sweep in overtime. They did deserve Ancient. They definitely deserved Ancient. They gave it a bit away back on those last 3-4 rounds of regulation, but they brought it back at the end. That was a good finish and a great recovery there from BHOP.
No, it really was. And again, like, you got to give some kudos here to Mythic too, because I mean, we were really doubting how they were going to play on this map. We were really unsure. And Ancient's I don't think it's the easiest map to, play, especially if it's not a map that you play very often. But I mean, the fact they pushed overtime and BHOP felt confident to go for this pick, I mean, that's a pretty substantial move here for Mythic, even though it doesn't go their way, but still really good showing from the new roster and a lot of things that I was really, really impressed with. So I think the the season's just starting, right? So things are working out. We're fixing all the kinks, getting all the adjustments made. But BHOP, I mean, like you said, they had a rough season last one, but they get to start it off a little bit better.
Yeah, and actually, let's see who's in the same group as these two guys. Party Astronauts, MIBR, Bad News Bears, Carpe Diem, and Strife.
Yeah, a little rough.
And Axolotls, but I feel like the teams I just mentioned are names to keep an eye on.
Yeah, the beauty of it is like it's just getting more and more competitive, and I mean there's some really big names in both divisions, and I think that's what makes it really exciting. But again, like you said, I mean when you look kind of in the group B of things, it's like, oh man, you got some big names in there too, and like you got some stiff competition. But honestly, I'm really impressed with BHOP. Like I was really curious how this was going to work. But the other thing I want to note about this team too is that I loved what I saw from both Spermy and Beaky. I mean together they were a very good duo. They seemed to have each other's backs in a lot of fights. The trades were there. They just seemed to have a really good amount of coordination from each other. So that was really interesting to see. I was not expecting that fully, but I know Beaky's a bit more new on this roster, but I think that's what's been quite exciting. And I'm looking forward to seeing what BHOP can do.
Yeah, I liked what I saw. Good bones, good utility usage, very good foundation for this BHOP side. And a good win over Mythic, a dominating Inferno, and then Ancient was Ancient in a bit of a back and forth battle in the end of it all. But overall, BHOP, good mental fortitude. The use of their timeouts was very good. The way they responded off of timeouts was phenomenal. And it was a good showing in the end from BHOP. A great start to this season. Plenty of challenges yet to come. As we mentioned, the likes of Party Astronauts, Carpe Diem, and Bad News Bears in their group, as well as MIBR. A little bit of a
can't ignore that.
Slightly notable.
Slightly. Just such a decent team. They played a bit of Counter-Strike in their time.
Just a little bit. But, guys, that is going to do it for us today. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to be on the ESEA channel or not just yet, but we will be back with more ECL action. I've been Boggs. He's been Laz. Thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a great night.
Yes! Nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ECL. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ECL, the best way to play CSGO.
It's hard, you know. I just wish someone on my team would have told me. Apparently, I'm really not that good with this thing. Also, I die way too often in apartments, seem to never have enough money on buy rounds, and flashed 4 teammates just yesterday. Wait, what? I didn't.
You did, Sean.
Oh. But I'm much better with the 5.7 than you are, Elias, and I got 34 entry kills last week, and I should actually be playing B-site. I'm much more useful over there.
What grade did you get this week?
I got a C. That's not too bad, right?
Let's go!
Nope, gotta go. If you want to know what you're good at, and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
Never fade out, and I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on, never look down, never fade out, never fade out.
We're stuck in your car on a Friday night, and we laugh away stuff we try not to talk about. Still your smile keep on heating up the climate, and all the blood to my cheeks are rushing out, yeah, yeah. And by accident, you're getting closer. Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all of my thoughts, yeah? 'Cause I'm so sick of this friend zone. Differently, whatever it is, it just feels so real. And your eyes keep on talking in the silence, and all the blood to my cheeks are rushing out, yeah, yeah. And I'm hoping you are getting closer. Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all of my thoughts, yeah? And that I'm sick of this friend zone. Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? 'Cause I'm so sick of this friend zone.